Hey everybody, welcome to SETTA'S Place tutorial on how I made this basket cover. It's a Scrappy basket cover. Now on this one I did solid on the bottom, but the one we're going to be working on today is Scrappy all the way through. So alright, so grab your supplies and come on. I'm going to be using a big variation of colors. I made some scrap cakes. I have a video where I made these. I'll link that down below. And then I'm also going to be adding in these two yarns here. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it yet, so we're going to wing it. So I'm going to hold two strands together. I'm going to hold one of these and one of these. So I think I'm going to start with this one here. And let's see, let's do this one. These are Comfy Cotton Blend yarns. And then these are just a combination of acrylics. So I'm gonna hold one of each of these together. You can hold as many strands as you like, any color variation that you like, but this is just what I decided to use for this basket. So first, this is a very simple pattern. All you have to do is start with the circle. And I'm using a 6mm hook. Start with your slip knot. I chain 4. Connect it to your first chain to make it a circle with a slip stitch. Chain 1, and then I'm gonna work over my tail, go back into the center, double crochet. And you wanna have 12 double crochet in the center. So I'm gonna go do that real quick, and then I will be back and we'll move on to the next round. And basically, if you already know how to make a circle, crocheted circle, like when you make a beanie or a hat, the crown of the hat, that's basically all I'm doing. And you make it, you keep increasing till you get it the size at the bottom of the basket you're going to be using. Okay, so let me look. This color here, I had not done this yet, so I hadn't seen these colors together, but I think I like it. I like the way it's turning out. It's more, my other ones are more like a bright yellows and bright reds and that kind of color. This is more like fall colors. I'm liking it. Okay, so you get 12 double crochets in here. But like I said, if you already know how to make a circle, then you just make it the size of the bottom of the basket that you want, that you're going to be using. All right, when I get to 12, I'll come back and we'll do the next round. All right, I made it. I did 12 double crochets, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. Then you pull the tail to tighten up that center, and there is your beginning. So chain 1, then I go back into the same stitch with another double crochet. Now I'm going to go back into that same stitch and put another double crochet. So that's 2 in the same stitch. Now you got to do it all the way around. And when you put 2 double crochets in the same stitch, that's called an increase. So we're going to increase all the way around. I'll catch up with you when you have all those stitches, and you should have 24. Okay, I made it all the way around, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. So next round, chain 1, go back into the same stitch with a double crochet, just 1. Then in the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets, which is an increase. The next 1 double crochet. Then in the next is an increase, which is 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So that's what you're going to do all the way around, back and forth, 1 increase, 1 increase. I'll catch up with you when you get back to the beginning. All right, I made it all the way around, and I also changed color. My second strand changed color, and I'm going to slip stitch to the first double crochet. There you go. There's our circle. It's coming together nicely. So here's the color it's changing to. But I'm liking how that is working up. Okay, so now for our next rounds, you're going to be increasing on every round. Like this last round we just did, we did 1 double crochet, then an increase. So for this round, so I'm chain 1, chain 1, go back into the same stitch, do my double crochet, then in the next one, do 1 double crochet. In the next one, then increase. And that's going to be your repeat. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, increase. You do that all the way around. Then on your next round, you're going to do 3 individual double crochets, then an increase. Then the next round, you do 4 individual double crochets, then increase. So you're going to continue that until you get it to the size of the bottom of the basket that you're going to be using. And so I'm gonna do that until I get to the size I need. Then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Okay, I finished the bottom, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total rounds for the size of the basket I have. And then it measures a little over 10.5, like 10.75-ish. All right, so now, let me move in a little closer. Now I have the main bottom, and I made it just slightly smaller than the actual size, because you don't want to go too far, it'll be too loose. So you want it slightly under the size of the basket you're trying to make, if you're going to make this as a cover. Okay, so now the next round, chain 1. And we're just going to do a double crochet in the back loop only. Like that. And you're going to do in each stitch in the back loop only. And it'll give us like a little bit of a lip, because it'll kind of bend over like this. And if you want to get the back loop only, you can also grab this other stitch back here if you want to make it a little more secure. See how I've got those 2 right there? That's something you can do, but it's not necessary if you want to do just the back loop only. Like that. So you're going to do that all the way around. Just 1 double crochet in every stitch around in the back loop only. Then when you get over here, slip stitch to the first double crochet. All right, I'll see you when you get that done. Okay, I made it back around. I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. All right, so now I have this like little lip. And just try this on. If you put it on the basket, just put it on to make sure it is the right size. And then we'll go on. So from here, chain 1 and do a double crochet back into the same stitch. and do 1 double crochet in every stitch around. And that is basically until you get to the height of the basket that you want. That's all you're going to be doing. And since this is my yarn is changing colors, as you can see here, it switched up automatically. And I decided I'm going to keep this, just this one. I was going to use this one too, but I think I'm just going to stay with this one as my main color, and then just use all of these, oops, and then use all of these as the changing colors. So I have this the orangey red coming up next. So you just do 1 double crochet in every stitch round, slip stitch to the beginning, double crochet, and do chain 1 and start it all over again. And I'll let you know how many rounds that I do for the height of the basket that I have when I get there. And then we'll do a little finishings at the top. So I will come back when I have that done. I told you this was a quick and easy project. So all right, I'll see you when I have it the height that I want it to be. Okay, I've made it to the height of my basket. Isn't it beautiful? Look at it. And I ended up doing, including the row where I did the back loop only, that first row of double crochets where I did back loop only. Okay, y'all, I made some changes. I'm doing a voiceover. What I'm telling you right now, I did 20 rounds, but I changed it to 18. The 20 rounds was a bit too much. It made it sag at the bottom. So I suggest, if you're doing the same size I am, you do 18 rounds. And then the measurement is approximately 11 inches. Because here, the 20 rounds was like 13. But when it took off those 2 rows at the top, it's around 11. So now this is basically finished. So all I want to do is go around the top with some single crochets. And let me see. Oh, and I have this much of the comfy cotton left, so I had plenty. And then I went into my second cake. The other cake I finished off, and then I started my second cake of my mixture of colors. All right, so now let's put a row of single crochets at the top, and then we'll be finished. I told y'all it was very simple. And so I chained 1 already, single crochet back into the same space, and then 1 single crochet in every stitch around. And you need slip stitch to the beginning, single crochet when you get over here, and you sew in all your ends, and then you're finished. Now I'll show you what mine looks like on the basket. So let me get around and I'll be right back. Okay, I made it back around and I slip stitched to the top of that first single crochet. Now I'm gonna cut my yarn, and you need to sew in all your tails on the inside and everything. I got the one at the very bottom. Let me pull on that, tighten it. I like to sew mine in a little bit more, even though I worked over top of it. I like to close it up even more, just to make sure it doesn't come loose or unravel or anything. And cut that. And then any loose strings, I'd cut majority of mine already. And so let's put this on the basket. All right, so here is the other basket from the previous cover. And here's one we just made. So let's put it on the basket. And it should be because you want it to be as snug as possible. So it'll take a little bit to get it on here. But that's the way it's supposed to be. Line up the bottom. Look how pretty it is. I like this. This has a different kind of a feel to that one. That one's, you know, this feels more like fall colors. And now, pull down. Just do it as best you can. You can pull it up. Okay, y'all, I'm back with the voiceover. This is where I was showing you all why I reduced the amount of rounds. See how much extra space is at the bottom? That is why I ended up frogging those 2 rounds and the single crochet row that I had. And but I did that off camera, but it fits much better without those 2 rows. And also stay to the end if you want to see the modifications I did with the another part. So just hold on and make sure you stay to the very end to see the changes. I love looking on the inside of these, aren't they? Isn't it pretty from the inside too? Okay. And just in case you hadn't seen my previous videos, I got these baskets at the Dollar Tree. I do find with this, because I've had it for a while, see how it kind of starts sagging a little bit, like it starts moving down or something. So because it does that sagging thing I was showing you on here, and you know, I've just thought of something when I was making this one that I think I want to try, and I think it might be, you know, cute. You don't have to do it. This is optional. So if you want to see that option, stay tuned and I'll show you what I do. If you're fine with the way it is, then you're done. But I'm thinking, and it might be give it a little extra zhuzh. So let me work on my idea, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. And if you want to do that, you can do that too. So hold on. Okay, y'all, what I decided to do, I was going to try, is this one right here. I am doing basically a giant single crochet. And I'm coming in from the inside, grabbing the yarn from the outside, and coming across the top and seeing it's holding it, it won't move, so it'll stay, you know, where it's put. And then you have all this yarn at the top, kind of covering this, and so you can see all the different colors, you know, that's going to be across the top. So like I said, I just decided to do this, so I'm winging it. So let me put you down so you can see what I'm doing. Now you can try it. If not, this is something that I'm trying. Okay. So here is my last stitch that I did. I just attached on the inside to the single crochet. I'm hooking onto the single crochet row that's on the inside. That's inside here. See where y'all can see right here. And my yarn's on the outside. It's kind of fiddly. I'm trying to do it on the camera, but okay. So here is, I'm hooked to my last stitch. From the yarn on the outside, I go through, find the single crochet, the next single crochet from the back, from the inside, and my hook comes out there. I grab the yarn, pull through. Oops, I lost it. Let me try it again. See, and I got 2 loops on my hook. Then I yarn over and pull through both of those. Then I kind of tighten it up a little bit. So you'll have this kind of like a braid on the inside. And tighten it up my loop's a little loose. Let me do that one over. Let me tighten up on my hook. Then go through. Grab the yarn over and then make a, like that. Then I'm going, I know it's hard to see because I haven't done this either, y'all. And then go to the next single crochet. The yarn out here, grab it, pull it through the stitch, yarn over from over the top, put it through both loops. And just keep doing that. Going to the next one. And if you have to skip a single crochet here and there, it'll be all right. It's mainly catching the most of them so that you have a way to hold it down. So you have like this kind of cute thing right here. Like that. All right, so I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll just show you what it looks like when I get finished. You see, it's holding it up really nice. All right, I'll come back and show you how it turned out. Okay, y'all, it's a different day, well, different couple of days. And this is what I ended up doing with the basket. The same thing I just showed you in the last clip on how I did this right here, but I decided only to do it right here around the handles right here because it was hard to go over top of this when I got to the handle. So I said, well, I'll just do it to here, and it's nice and taut. And then I went through the single crochet on this side and slip stitched to this side right under each handle, and it's not coming down. Then on the other side of the handle, I did over top again. Then I did let me see. Then I just left this alone, just jumped over a little bit and did, let's see which way the camera's going. So this way. So this right here is nothing. I just jumped over a little bit and made another one over top, then skipped another one over top. This way, skipped until I got to the other handle. And then that's when I did like 3 or 4 on each side of the handle, but I slip stitched inside of here because that's the spot that I needed mostly, and just did it all the way around until it was as much as I want. Now you can put as many of these as you want. I just put a couple, or you could just do this all the way over the whole thing, and then go under, go over top. It just depends on what you want. Or don't do it at all. But anyway, so this is how it turned out. Look how nice and tight it is by taking out those 2 rows in the other clips. So originally I did 20 rounds, but I took out 2, so this 18 rounds, and a single crochet row, and it took it right here, and then like that. So it keeps it from doing this. Like on this one, that is not, sewn up over the handle. And this has, see how this right here, those are those extra 2 rows. So I might go back and do it to these, take this 2 rows out, and then do like I did this one. And it's still kind of, if you wanted to take it off, you just have to redo these. You could take it loose and wash it and put it back on, but I'm not planning on doing anything like taking them out. They're just for my whips and extra yarn, and so I probably won't need to take them off to wash it, but if you did, it's doable. So I might do that to these. We shall see, because this little is extra right here. But anyway, so that is the tutorial for how I made my basket cover, my Scrappy basket covers. All right, I guess I'll talk to you later, and have a blessed day.